time you finished it.
But it is the capital Z hour. But don't worry, eventually someday, every day will be Heroes Day.
But that
Let's
day
go
is
on.
not today.
Absolutely.
Today we fight.
Today we fight.
Let's go to the rings.
Ding ding ding.
Yes.
Ding,
Ring the
ding,
bell.
ding.
True, your man.
Okay, people. So today's topic of discussion is emergence of different gaming genres and how they got popular. Before that, I would like to announce the poll results for this week's co-op ventures week. What is the damn poll? There's the damn poll. Let me get the link to it. Got it. Oh, hey there, Woody is on the stream as well. Hello, Woody. Gonna put this up.
Damned polls, the best polls.
Okay, so the results of the poll is on stream right now, and it's also on the general hall. Hold on, I think I'll put it up on the no mic chat so everybody can see it. There we go. Everybody can just switch to the no mic chat, by the way. So this is the result of the poll that we had for the Co-op Ventures week. As we can see, we have a couple of games that got higher number of votes. We got Borderlands on top with 5 votes. As 5 confirmed votes. We actually have 2 votes, as in the first vote is a confirmed vote, the second vote is an interested vote that you may or may not be there. We got Borderlands on the top there, StarCraft 2 second, Path of Exile tied with StarCraft, and Escapist also tied up with that. Next up is Warcraft, Dawn of War 2, and Halo Master Chief Collection, all 3 tied up for the 3rd position. So
I'm actually considering buying Halo. Should I do it?
Halo Master Chief Collection, absolutely. I highly recommend that. Like,
Yeah.
there's no question, there's no reason not to get it, and if you do get it, then you're gonna be a part of our Co-op Ventures team this week. We're gonna go through, hey, which game should we go through this week though? Halo 3 is an option, Halo 4 is an option.
The only reason for you to buy this game is because you wanna join this co-op ventures. That's the point of the game. That's why you should buy this game. If you don't buy this game, you won't be part of the co-op ventures. Sucks to be you.
Yeah, that's the only reason why you want to buy the game. So these are the games that are confirmed for this week. At least that's how the voting system has worked out. Still have to confirm with the people that have put it up, as in when they are available to play and all. And apart from that, if we come down to the other poll on the right side, the interested poll, I've already marked out the games that have already been confirmed, the ones that are green. And coming to the games that are not green, the games that did not get the confirmed votes, are Torchlight 2 at top with 5 interested votes. Following it up is Overcooked, which is likely going to be a thing. And after that, we got Company of Heroes 2 and StarCraft Remastered, both of them getting 2 votes. I haven't put up the ones coming after that, Borderlands pre-sequel and Portal 2, since we won't really be able to accommodate that many games either way. So these are the list of games that we're going to be, well, we're going to be jumbling it somewhere. I'll likely finalize the schedule today and put it up so we know what we're doing. So since we have this out of the way, now I guess it's a good time to go to today's agenda and talk about this. So today's agenda is emergence of different gaming genres. And now, how would you like to begin this? We don't really want to go like super back, the first game ever, Pac-Man, anything like that. We don't really want to.
We get Among Us out
It
of the
wasn't the
way.
first game ever.
Well,
You should know that.
I would, although, want to throw down a good question to everybody that is a part of the podcast right now. What was the first RTS game that you've played? So
It's a hard one
But you
because
know the answer to that already. Well, actually, for me, if you can classify this as an RTS, it's actually Heroes of Might and Magic, but that's a turn-based RTS.
it is a strategy game nonetheless, so it
Yes.
kind of falls into the same line there. So after that, anybody else? Galato, John Henry Eden.
Thing is, I don't know specifically what was the first game. I could ask if you want, but I don't know if anyone knows.
Well,
it's one of three options. It's either Warcraft, Stronghold Crusaders, or this third game, which I don't specifically remember the name, but I have the disc somewhere. It was something along the lines of...
So, the first RTS game that I played was Warcraft 1, Orcs and Humans.
Where in the earth did you dig that one from?
I didn't dig it from anywhere, man. I got the disc when I was a kid. I'm gonna put up a screenshot on the no mic chat, and I'm gonna proceed to put this on the stream as well. So we have thing going on. Hold on, where is it? Where is it? There it is. So this was Warcraft 1. This was my first ever RTS game. I wouldn't say that I did not have the knowledge of RTS games before this, because there was a time when, well, I was pretty little and I used to sit behind my cousin when he used to play some RTS game which I had no idea of, and I don't think I remember the name of that RTS game or remember much about it. It was more about space mechanics or something like that. But yeah, so this was like the first RTS that I played back then, and this is what introduced me to the RTS genre. Don't mind that. I gotta have to... Hey.
Off to a great start.
Yeah, up to a great start indeed. So Wodi's on the stream chat as well. He said that he played Age of Empires from what he can remember. Age of Empires was also one of the games that I played back then. So the reason I asked this particular question is, so we're gonna go back and look at how things worked out. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are familiar with this thing going on with gaming companies where they pick a particular genre that they think is running wild, and they try to mimic that genre with their universe or their IP. As in, the latest example is of course the Battle Royale genre. You see it coming up literally everywhere now. Age of Empires has its own Battle Royale mode. It is already out, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, that is. So this is the reason, this is the main topic that we're going to be covering. Now, this is not something completely new. If we go way back about 2 decades ago, yeah, we're gonna go 2 decades ago, not gonna be 10 years ago. We're gonna take one step ahead this time. So 2 decades ago, back then when I guess half of you guys weren't even born. Were you born 2 decades ago, King?
I was not. I'm only
Yes.
19, but I will soon, very, very soon, be 2 decades old.
Of course. So back in those days, we did have this whole hype train logic that did cover up the gaming companies and all back then. Of course, internet wasn't really a big thing, and it wasn't exactly easy for gaming companies to make their games popular back then. The only thing you could do was put your game on the gaming shelves in the gaming what do you call it, the stores. Well, you didn't really have gaming
retail stores.
You didn't have retail gaming stores back then. You had computer stores that had a couple of CDs at one corner, and then
you had to remember going to...
Yeah, and then you had to convince your dad to buy you that disc.
For games.
If you know what I mean. So that was the situation back then. I guess like the first thing that got popular with this whole thing would be the FPS genre. I believe one of the first ones was Wolfenstein, or it's probably Wolfenstein. I'm gonna have to look this up actually.
Yeah, Wolfenstein and later on Doom.
Yes.
First FPS game ever. Let's see.
I think it's Wolfenstein 3D.
It should be Wolfenstein. That should definitely be Wolfenstein. Okay, actually, there were a couple of. Now I just looked up the Wikipedia page for this. There seems to be some sort of
the
prototype going
Wolfenstein
on.
was the first one to kind of take it
that
up,
was-
step up, and become really popular. And later Doom, which is the most iconic FPS even to this day.
Exactly, Doom, and then came Half-Life, and then within Half-Life came the game.
Quake, I think, came before
Yeah,
Half-Life.
Quake. Yeah, Quake also was there. So I think we can put up the logic that we discussed yesterday about Heroes of the Storm to Half-Life as well, where a company made a game, and then that game copied a game and made another game within that game that became the best game of all games.
Do you really remember all of that to the word?
Not really to the words, but kind of like that. If you know what I mean. So Counter-Strike is like one of the most popular first-person shooters out there. That's where, like, you know, way back everything started. So back in those days, 2 decades ago.
Oh, no, it's
and
Storm.
oh, he's here.
No.
He's here.
No. What's the topic?
Well, it's a pretty interesting topic. Like, you'll have a lot of things to say in this, like a lot
gaming
of stuff.
evolution.
The evolution of gaming genres. Or rather,
The evolution of gaming genres.
yeah, you know, we're gaming companies. You know, within a couple of years, you're gonna see the
Right.
capital
Once
Z
upon
logo.
once upon a time, there was Blizzard, and then there was mobile games. The end.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a very interesting topic as well that we would want to cover. Actually, I'm gonna have to put up a portrait for each time I give you guys the stage. So I'm gonna have the portrait thing come up over here. Okay, it's there. I'm gonna put it up later on. So we were discussing about these old games back in those days. Now, believe it or not, like all of these games, as in the battle royale genre being popularized today and literally finding its place in every single thing, including an RTS game like Age of Empires 2. Back in those days, believe it or not, there was a RTS hype train. Every single company, well, like every second company, wanted to make an RTS game. Even though the audience was pretty niche, there was a time when you had abundant number of RTS games coming out around the same time, and there was a lot of hype around a lot of them. Like if you remember back in the days, you had a lot of games that you played, had a lot of campaigns, of course, because internet wasn't really a popular thing back then.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Holy shit,
There
are
we
you
go.
okay?
Stormy got ambushed.
No, I'm fine. Wow. I thought you guys were about to say something.
Dog for cover.
Nah, I'm fine, don't worry.
You're drunk, do you need help?
Not drunk? You're drunk, man.
Who's drunk?
Yeah. Stormy has spell deflection. Whenever you accuse him of something, you actually accuse yourself.
Mental
Yeah.
resistance.
That's just how it
You're
works.
incredibly handsome!
What was that?
I think he shouted.
Stormy, you're incredibly handsome. Spell deflected back to me. Come on.
No,
Your face is handsome.
You only works with negative.
Yay! See? I told you.
Anyways,
Now his face became handsome.
yeah, that's the thing that War was used to use a lot of times. No,
yes,
he kind of made
positive
it.
your face jokes.
Yeah, positive your face jokes. He just started it off with your face is beautiful and something like that.
If Warboss taxes people every time they make one of his jokes, he'd probably be rich by now.
He'd probably cross Jeff. What's his name again? The owner of Amazon. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. Storm Knight, you're losing your job
Oh,
of correcting me.
wow.
Yeah, you just lost your job of correcting me. Somebody's giving you
Whom
competition
is
today.
this devil?
Alright, so gonna have to pick up a timeline back then. So Storm Knight, by the way, I asked everybody over here a question earlier, and I'd like to ask you that question as well. What was the first RTS game that you played? Yeah.
Hard question.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he's probably not 2 decades old.
Hashtag 10 years ago.
Well, actually, we took 2 steps. We took another step from that. It's like 2 decades ago now, not hashtag 10 years ago anymore.
No, like, what was the first RTS I played? And when was that?
Well, I already put up mine on the No Mic chat there. Warcraft 1. That was my first RTS game.
I don't remember.
I didn't say it, but it was H3. It should be a pretty.
So yeah,
H3, really, man? H3 is the first RTS game you played?
I didn't play too many RTS games.
Oh, I see. So that's a rather interesting game to introduce yourself, the RTS genre, to.
Well, there is a reason that I protect it so much.
Then science.
He's still thinking about it. So
Storm can't remember, for Storm.
Yeah, Storm can't remember. Dark Knight.
No, if I have more time and silence. It's not about time really, it's more about silence.
Quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
That's worse.
Anyways, until Storm Knight tries to remember the first RTS game he played back then when life sucked and he didn't die yet.
Okay, sure. I was gonna say Rise of Legends, but I don't know if I played anything earlier. Maybe I played some sort of Strongholds game earlier. I don't remember.
Probably agree with that. Yeah, a lot of if you talk about the genres available back in those days, you had shooters, you had fighting games, you had RPG, and
right,
you had RTS. Like, it kind of fit in there somehow. Kind of became a niche over there, even though a lot of people weren't that interested into the RTS game. It still found its place in the gaming industry and got itself popular to the point we are today. So along with this topic, I also would like to put up another one thing over there. Like as I said about the whole hype train theory, as in all gaming companies like to jump on a bandwagon and usually end up creating a game, well, a similar game with their ideas and their IP or their universe. There was a time back in the days, like there was a transition from 2D to 3D, and back in those days every single company was literally trying to convert their game into a 3D game. If your game was a side-scrolling game like Jackrabbit, which is, by the way, an amazing game.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, they tried to make a 3D game. They literally did that. So I'm gonna have to put up a screenshot of this. Can't find a good one. Jackrabbit 2. Actually, I really love Jackrabbit 2. I don't know about
think
you
that-
guys.
I played, I think, one, and I don't know, maybe I played two, but I don't think I played anything after that.
I'm kind of stuck between whether or not I played Command and Conquer Generals or Rise of Legends, but it's one or the two. I can't remember.
Well, I played Generals pretty late. Like, I played Age of Empires. I played Warcraft series 1 and 2. I played Age of Empires 1 and 2.
I definitely didn't play any of the 2D RTS games, so I'm in the 3D category.
Oh wow!
I wasn't even alive back then. I think.
He's a new kid. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm new.
Yeah, he's a new kid. So yeah.
Don't worry, you aren't alone.
So there was this time when gaming companies were just trying to basically transition, or well, I wouldn't really call this like a transition. It was just a sort of a hype thing, like converting a side scroller into an actual 3D RPG really wasn't the best idea in most cases. As in, I'm gonna put up 2 screenshots right now, and you guys can actually give your feedback on this as to what you actually think about whatever the hell the company did with this.
Your face is a feedback.
Okay, say so.
I had to do it.
Of course. Okay, I'm gonna put it up on no mic chat. This is Jazz Jackrabbit 3D. And
yeah, I see what you mean.
yeah.
I didn't even know that exists.
Well, actually, I think it never got released. It was in the beta, and I guess they released a demo or something, and that's how it looked. This was Jazz Jackrabbit 2, and just looking at it, it looks pretty good. Even with today's standard, like, you would definitely want to jump in a game like this and play it. And then if you look at the game up there, yeah, that looks ugly. That is what ugly means. So that's how.
Oh yeah, the 2D version looks better.
Yeah. So.
Hands down.
Yeah.
2D Master Race.
So,
but usually at the time with the 3D games, at that period, engine to actually run these was pretty hard to find and adjust. And the games such as Ultima Online, Dark Age of Camelot, and these first RPG 3D games, they really suffered from bad engine. Well, not bad engine, but engine struggled.
I think one of the best 3D games. I think one of the best 3D games was definitely Warcraft 3 in terms of visuals.
Surely. So I'm going to put up another example there. So this was Worms 2 up there. That was 2D. And this is Worms 3.
I hated that.
Yes,
What
exactly.
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 Yeah. Let the hate flow through you.
Let the hate flow through you. So that's how things started. As in, this bandwagon started, and basically every single company just wanted to make a 3D version of their game. And if memory serves me right, as we are talking about this, I think we had a 3D Contra as well. Let me type in. Oh my god.
I remember the first RTS game I've ever played. It was definitely Stronghold Crusaders.
Okay, at least you remember that.
There was another game
Yeah.
I don't remember the name, but it was very similar to Warcraft. They had like 4 or 3 armies. There were elves, undead, and something else.
Well, to be honest, from among the first ever games I played, it was probably car games, and I really enjoyed it back then. And one of them was like one of the oldest Need for Speed games. But RTS, it was either Command and Conquer or Rise of Legends.
So yeah, there was a 3D Contra game back then. This transition didn't leave just side scrollers. Yeah, that was 3D Contra. I'm gonna put up a photo of 2D Contra as well. 2D as in the original Contra. Just to have a direct comparison there.
Contra was amazing. This doesn't look too appealing.
Yeah, that's the thing about these things. Like, these things were just good with how they looked, and they probably didn't need the whole makeover that they kind of got pushed through. Oh, hey, Knight already left.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's the amazing one. That's the amazing
Yeah, that's the amazing one, and the upper one is, well, kinda... I mean, Contra actually had... If you remember Contra correctly, Contra had a couple of levels that were kinda 3D, but within a 2D...
Yeah, that waterfall level
yeah,
where you had to scale.
Yeah, you had to scale in front, like, and that was pretty cool. Like,
it was implemented well.
It was implemented really well. It was genuinely fun, and you...
Like, it was hard as fuck.
It was super hard. Like, Contra was super hard. Like,
I found it. And I'm not talking about my sanity. I found the disc.
Oh.
It's called Heroes of... Oh, I cannot pronounce that word. Enil? It's ANNIHILATED.
Annihilated.
And Empires.
Oh.
Heroes of Annihilated? Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah,
maybe?
Not sure. I think I've
Heroes of Annihilated Empires.
I think I've played this one. So I'm gonna,
that makes sense.
I'm gonna put this one on the stream as well. And you can... Yeah, by the way, each time you find something like that, you can just put up a screenshot of that or something somewhere. So this was...
And also I found this. Age of Mythology?
Oh yeah, Age of Mythology. Yeah. That's a fucking amazing one.
That's great, man.
That was amazing.
This is pretty 3D though. As in, I'm gonna show you a couple of 2D ones. The RTS games.
Did the 3D explosion in the market begin with like Super Mario 64?
Oh yeah, how can we forget about Super Mario 64? They converted, yeah, they actually did that. They actually converted Mario into 3D as well. That was also a thing there.
As well. That one was a massive success.
Yeah.
Ocarina.
Yeah, and that's why the bandwagon started, because a 3D game was successful.
Yeah, that's how, I guess that's how usually things work out. They're like, okay, this is successful, so we're gonna follow this pattern. And we're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, look at Fortnite.
Well, Fortnite is successful, as it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
As much as it is cringy.
Yeah, it is successful as much as it is cringy. So, now we'll fast forward a bit, since there's not really a lot that we can talk about back then. So, after this whole...
No, we can continue talking about this for years.
Okay, so after this whole 3Dification of genres, we had a phase going on where, well, 3Dification of games, basically, and IPs. We had a time where some genres started kicking in. Like, the MOBA genre was already a thing in Warcraft, but we did not have a MOBA game outside of Warcraft. The popularity of Dota within Warcraft was just crazy. It went beyond limits back then. Like, people played that for hours and hours and hours. Like, they literally made themselves mad behind it. Another popular title back in those days was World of Warcraft. This was the same time, by the way. This is the same timeline. World of Warcraft Classic was already out, and I believe it went up till the
2009
Frozen Throne. It went up till the Frozen Throne DLC, the Wrath of the Lich King DLC.
Yes.
So
it had peak players in Cataclysm, but after that it was downhill.
Yeah, after that it kind of downhill. So
because a popular game.
Yeah, another thing I'd like to throw down over there would be that Wrath of the Lich King is kind of a definitive ending to the Warcraft 3 story arc. Whatever started in Warcraft 3.
Well, the original Warcraft storyline in general, everything after Wrath of the Lich King was just Blizzard shitting content out their ass without any, basically, connections to the past.
I would agree with that, yes. And there are about 2 or 3 campaigns out there on Hive Workshop, which kind of takes you through Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. They are amazing. Yeah, and I highly recommend that people try it out, even if they haven't.
Really good.
What it's called? What it's called?
It's called
Basically, the Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King.
No. It's called Rise of the Blood Elves and Curse of the Forsaken. And you also got two more around that same timeline.
Oh, yes.
One of them is Shadow of Hatred, which revolves around Maev's story after she got imprisoned by Illidan and how she escaped and everything. And I think you have one more somewhere, which I don't remember.
There was, well, it wasn't really Wrath of the Lich King connected, but there was like these 3 campaigns about Thrall, Medivh, and what was the third? I think there was one more.
Exodus of the Horde?
Nah. There was the Last Guardian was about Medieval playing as this
Lord of Clans
puzzle one. Yeah, Lord of the Clans. That one was Thrall. And these were also pretty good campaigns. If you haven't played, I highly recommend.
Yeah, it's by Outsider X. The guy's name is Outsider X.
More, but I don't remember.
Well, he kind of got demotivated because of, well, we don't really want to get into the reasons anymore because that's going to be another topic for another day. That's probably never going to end. Also, somebody on the chat is asking when's the AoE 2 tournament. It's going to be somewhere next month. We're gonna have a couple of tournaments in December. So where were we now? So yeah, after the whole popularization of the 3D thing, like the 3Dification of genres, there came a time when these genres became a thing. Dota and Warcraft became a thing. World of Warcraft became a thing. And around this time, I believe the only other games that were kinda giving these games a competition were the shooting genre. Counter-Strike was something that was giving it a...
What about League of Legends?
No, League of Legends was not at all made back in those days. It was not out. It wasn't out. I'm talking about before that.
Yeah, but this 2005, 5.
Warcraft was out in 2002. World of Warcraft was out in 2004. So this is that time. Though during this time, like, these games got like super popular, and there were a lot of other games that came out during this time. Like games such as Dawn of War 1. Now, we talk about Dawn of War 1. I believe this is like one of the first games by the Warhammer
Relic Entertainment.
Yes. So yeah, this is like one of the first game. Well, basically not by it is by Relic, I guess, but as in the Warhammer universe, the 40k Warhammer universe.
You cut out there.
Sorry?
You got to play.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you just got cut off for a moment.
Okay. So yeah, what was I discussing?
Relic. Dawn of War.
Warhammer.
Hold on, I got a call here.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey.
So.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Welcome to the stream.
How are y'all doing today?
Doing fine.
How are you?
Pretty good. Had some studies to do today. Nothing more than that, honestly.
Good, pretty good. So, Peknek has joined us on the podcast. Welcome to the podcast, Peknek.
Oh, hello, thank you.
So, we're on the topic. So, around this time, the games such as World of Warcraft, Dota got popular. The other games that were kind of there were CSGO. Then,
you mean CS 1.6?
Actually, no, not CSGO. Yeah, the Go came in later. Back in those days, we got CS 1.6.
Team Fortress 1 was also pretty
Fortress
popular.
1 was actually popular, you're right. Actually,
a map in like Dota came out of Warcraft, Team Fortress came out of Quake. So yeah, people were still playing Quake. Not because it was Quake, but mainly because it was Team Fortress, the mod. Same as both Counter-Strike and Dota, which all later on became Valve property.
Okay, I think I found the screenshot that I was looking for. I'm not sure, well, you guys probably don't know about this, but there was a platform out there known as Garena. It was yeah, it was called Garena, or some people called it G Arena. And I've just
TL9617 said yeah.
RTS gamers, but at that time knew about.
Not really RTS gamers. This platform was
Oh, yeah.
basically a platform where you could get connected. It was like a private platform. Like you didn't need the
Like
official
Game
game.
Ranger.
Yeah. It was before Game Ranger.
TL9617 said like Steam.
Not like
Yeah.
Steam at all. Not like Steam at all. It was like Game Ranger. You just
It's
had
not
the
really
game.
a platform where you buy games, it's where you connect to play together.
So back in those days, like these games were the only popular games out there. Outside these games, like you had pretty less number of stuff, and even within these, like all of these games weren't popular. AoE 1 and 2 were popular. Borderlands was kind of a thing. Battlefield was a thing. Modern Warfare was pretty popular. I have to say that.
No, true. I mean,
COD4.
it's probably most one of the most liked Call of Duty series, except what's called Black Ops, because I mean, people like Black Ops 2 the most, obviously, I think, or Black Ops 4. I don't know. I personally didn't like the Black Ops.
Third.
I will always think that Call of Duty World at War is better than all of those. That's a great one.
This man.
I wouldn't digress that. But the Call of Duty that was most like struck in my heart was Call of Duty 2. That one was
Never played.
2. Yeah,
the
first and then the second game, the Call of
It's
Duty
the only
2.
Call of Duty I've never
It was
played.
like the World War
And
II.
play it, it's so good. Like the amount of times I've played through that campaign is insane. Despite it being old as shit, even to this day, I sometimes play that game.
Yeah, I
over
mean,
and
it's still fun,
Yeah.
honestly. Because the thing is, you get nostalgic for a game that you played as a kid, even. And, of course, you're going to have those nostalgic...
yes.
Like, how do I express myself? Those nostalgic...
I know.
Yeah. We all played Warcraft 3. We know what that means.
Like me in Warcraft 3, exactly.
Yeah, Warcraft 3.
Even to this day.
Yeah, Warcraft 3 itself kind of gave rise to so many genres. After, like, Dota 2, I believe the most popular one would be the TD genre, Tower Defense.
True. There's a lot of tower defense games.
A lot of survival based games are kind of inspired by Warcraft as well. A lot of I think Among Us is also kind of inspired by one of the Warcraft based genres, which is
There was custom maps like that.
yeah,
but
exactly. Like, of course,
I don't really think that Among Us idea came from that. I mean, there was a game like
it's a
card
totally
game.
different genre, so...
There was a card game basically like that. Each player had its own card with its specific role, and there was one guy who tried to kill the rest. There was policemen and civilians and healers.
We're talking
and
about
all
Thomas Salem.
Yeah, but that was kind of played with cards or in person, not really on a computer. But
Yeah, Thomas Salem. I played that as a kid. With all my
similar, yeah, like that. But just in person, not on the computer.
I know,
in
that's what I'm
person.
saying.
Yeah,
With
exactly.
cards.
It
Well,
was
Thomas
called,
Salem.
was
We
it
played that
Mafia?
all the time.
Yeah.
But we
Well,
used to call it. How do we used to call it? Well, the translation is really bad from Hebrew, but we had a
Oh,
Hebrew
yeah.
name for it.
Everybody has a different name for that game. Every nation, so we can't accurately tell, but yeah.
Yeah, true.
kind of like the hunter versus hunted thing, where
Yeah.
the thing about Among Us is that you don't know who is the hunter, and that actually does come in from one of the popular Warcraft mods known as Werewolf, or there's another one which kind of resembles that known as Dark Deeds. I used to play a lot of Dark Deeds back in the days when I played Warcraft custom maps, and it kind of has a similar, well, I would say the same setting. Yeah, you got like 10 people. One of them is evil. You don't know who is evil, and the evil guy just has to stealthily kill everybody else, and everybody else needs to find out who is evil and kill him before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's
I did
basically
play
the setting.
some maps like that, but I don't think I played the exact one you mentioned.
Yeah, we played it with 2 murderers, and there was 1 investigator. Or sometimes we play with 2 investigators as well.
Yeah, settings were adjustable.
Yeah, of course, some things do adjust here and there.
But the thing is with that, I mean, while we're talking about Warcraft was kind of more. There's more in depth to it than Among Us, even though Among Us did maybe take the idea from it, but Warcraft is more in depth. And honestly, I'd rather play Warcraft than Among Us, because after some while you just get bored. There's no story to it. You just do the same things over and over again. There's no depth to the game. That's just a overly multiplayer game with no point.
Well, yeah, coming back to Warcraft's mod known as Dark Deeds, like, you do have a lot of variation in there where you don't know who's the evil guy until the first night. Even the evil guy doesn't know that he is evil until the first night. So everybody just lurks around, builds their base, and in the first night you kind of come to know who's evil, and then you gotta stealthily approach everybody else. Like, you gotta make sure that your base has some sort of a decoy setup, that somebody just doesn't come around in the night to your base and like, okay, the villager is not here, this guy is surely evil. And apart from that, even the evils had more variants. We had like about 5 or 6 different type of evils that would randomly spawn. The Pit Lord, Bounty Hunter. Oh, they even had Dracula there. That was pretty cool there.
What was fun about the maps I played is that you never, even if you played with friends, you never know which one is which. You all have given random names, such as, I don't know, Mike, James, Ben.
Oh, yeah, that also happened.
Unless you reveal each other, of course, and say, hey, I'm Gronky, hey, I'm Stormy, and so on. That was not really the point of the game.
Yeah, until we're
talking. So that added like another step into it.
Yeah, exactly. Until we were talking to each other outside the game, we wouldn't know who is who there.
That's the role play we all know and love. Sadly, games like these are rare these days, and role playing in general.
I just came across one similar to what you did the other day. Unfortunate Spaceman. It's just like Among Us. There is a hidden monster that you have to find, and the game does give the players random names, which, as we were saying, does seem like Evil Deeds, the map from Warcraft.
So, coming back to the topic, at this time when the bandwagon started, so now came the time of the MMO bandwagon. Every single company or every second company wanted to make an MMO out of their game. You had a lot of MMOs coming out, like you could remember some names: Star Wars, Old Republic, Warhammer Online, Age of Reckoning.
Those are RPGs, not MMOs. MMOs are the online RPGs, massively multiplayer, but RPGs, such as Oblivion, Morrowind, old Star Wars games, they're a single-player RPGs.
Well,
Diablo as well.
The Old Republic is actually MMO.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that one.
I
apologize. Don't
it's very
execute.
RPG-driven MMO, but it is still an MMO.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings Online.
Yeah, Warhammer
Online. Dragon Ball Online.
There was also at one point, Goat Simulator was still popular. They added I don't know if it's a DLC or something, but they did add something like Goat Simulator MMO, and that's actually quite blew up too.
But that was kind of later on in the 2010s. This was before 2000.
No, I know. I'm just saying, just for the cause of saying it.
Yeah, I still remember a video on YouTube that I watched back then when Dragon Ball Online was still online. That is before it got taken off, like many other of these MMOs that kind of failed. So, yeah, it was a video of transforming into a Super Saiyan. The guy transforms into a Super Saiyan and proceeds to fight giant rabbits. So somebody on the comment section actually put that up. He was like, "Yeah, my dream come true. Transform into a Super Saiyan and face big rabbits." That was a cool thing there. I think the video is still kinda there online. I'm not sure if this is the one. Let me check. This isn't the one. I'll put it up when I get it. Sometime later, I guess. So, during this era, during this time, every single company or every second company was trying to make an MMO out of their IP, their idea. And what they basically targeted to do was replicate the success of World of Warcraft. Back in the days, well, still actually, not even back in the days, World of Warcraft uses a subscription model, which is bizarre to a lot of users, as in...
Really, at that time it was the standard. All of these games use subscription. Warhammer, Lord of the Rings Online, there were subscription. Lineage 1 and 2 were subscription based. Dark Age of Camelot were subscription based. So that was kind of the standard for MMORPG games at the time.
And it's kind of outrageous if you ask me, as in that's really a lot of money that the gaming companies are expecting people to spend. And surprisingly, back in those days, people spend that money. I think Fire Client, hold on, I think I know... Okay, I think
RuneScape older than World of Warcraft?
Yes.
I think World of Warcraft was not the first MMO. Something else was the first
There-
MMO.
Pokemon Online, Dark Age of Camelot.
I'm actually looking for Xfire list. There was a client back in the days known as Xfire that was kind of like a gaming messenger thing, which not a lot of people use, sadly. Well, I think you could compare it to Discord, but it wasn't exactly like Discord, of course. But one good thing that it did was it recorded hours played in a particular game, as in played a particular game for 10 hours. If you know what is Steam charts on the Steam website, that was basically like a Steam chart, but for every single game out there, and every user that had that thing would have his hours played recorded in there. Recorded as in the time recorded. And that would add up and go on to a leaderboard, which kind of displayed the top 10 games out there. And okay, I think I found the game. I found the top 10 list that I was looking for. So this was Xfire's top 10 gaming list back in the days.
Yep. Sounds about correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, it checks out.
So yeah, you can see World of Warcraft. You can just look at the number of hours played on the top. Like it's just like it's still about 1/4 ahead of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare was like super popular back then, and it's like
Call of Duty 2 was that popular? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
it was actually popular. You still need a good PC to run those games. Warcraft, like on this
At the
entire
time,
list,
yes.
yeah, on this entire list, Warcraft was the only game that could run on, like, you know, the most basic PCs of that day.
Potatoes.
Yeah, kind of
I
like a
played-
potato.
World of Warcraft with like 1 gigabyte of RAM and less than like 2.20 gigahertz processor. That was dual core or something. So yeah,
I
it was
ran
playable.
Warcraft on every computer in my school. I was bored, really bored.
So, yeah, this was the thing back then. World of Warcraft, subscription based, every other company trying to replicate that success, trying to make that thing, but at the end of the day, they tried, they failed. It didn't
Yeah,
work out for them.
Warcraft crushed all of its competitions.
Yeah, it didn't work out for them. Like all the MMOs, it just didn't work out for them. There were some like really good ones in the making. Like I remember Warhammer 40K Dark Millennium, that was pretty critically acclaimed. Can't exactly get the names of a couple of more that I did remember that got shut down sadly. Sorry?
Lineage 2. I
About this one. Yeah, you get the idea. So that was the time when everybody was basically behind making a MMO out of their own thing. Then after this time came a time when League of Legends launched.
Freedom.
Woo!
Yeah, so around 2009, 2010, League of Legends came out. League of Legends was basically the answer to Warcraft 3's Dota 2. Okay, during that time, there was another game out there known as Heroes of Newerth.
Heroes of Newerth, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
So, I don't really know if a lot of you guys played this, but Heroes of Newerth was basically a replicated version of Dota, but on a standalone engine. While that sounds like a pretty good idea, it was bound to go down right after Dota 2 was going to come. So back in the days, Blizzard was trying to get the rights for Dota 2. They, after several years of trying against Valve, they failed. Well, I don't think it was several years. It was probably a max 2 years or something like that. I don't really want to go just I don't really want to claim something wrong there. So yeah, Heroes of Newerth was one of the games out there that was kind of popular. Heroes of Newerth was popular. League of Legends were popular, and during this time,
but League of Legends did not explode overnight. It took a few years, several years, a ton of advertising to actually get to the point where it is today.
It did, and League of Legends,
like 2013, and it still is going really goddamn strong.
Yes, it's growing just even more and more.
So the thing about League of Legends is that League of Legends was designed in a really good way. It had a good launcher. It was convenient to navigate through it. It was understandable.
At the time, yes. But
yeah, at the time,
they never really updated that. I mean, they never got a engine revamp. Yes, they did update the visuals of the map and the launcher and all, but it's still shit. It still has bugs. It still has problems.
Yes, of course.
In my opinion, they could honestly just take the client and like remove it and create a completely new one. They really need it.
The engine, not like Riot Games doesn't have funds or manpower to do something like this.
The problem with what's it called? The company that made League of Legends? Riot, yeah. The problem with Riot is that they, personally, I think they don't interact with their fans and players enough, because they just decide to change something without even telling the players how it's gonna be. They just say, "Oh, we're gonna change this," and they change it suddenly, and then you don't know what's happening. Then they recently changed some items. They actually removed a lot of items. Wow. And I mean, it's not the same when you play without those items, because there were some that were for a long time there. So, it's kind of, you gotta get used to the change.
I gotta say, as a League of Legends player, as a heavy League of Legends player, they always interact with their fans. Almost every decision they make, they run through a poll.
And I don't know, mate. I have a couple of friends who play League of Legends. They do not agree.
Well, I guess they're not really.
I wouldn't disagree either.
They always and the second thing I want to say is that they always let you know the changes are going to happen a lot before they were going to happen. I knew about those item changes like half a year ago.
Yes, that's correct.
That was
the reason why they overhaul these items is because the game needed something to change. And they are trying to add new stuff to the game, such as lethality, which wasn't at the release. It got added in 2017, 18. Kill me, I don't know exactly. And they're trying to add newer items like Duskblade, which wasn't at the release, and many others that I don't know exactly. But the balance of the game is what I didn't like, and the way it was evolving. It was evolving into much faster paced game where kind of like Dota, where everybody's strong and everybody can basically annihilate everybody. Everybody can one-shot everybody and all that stuff. It was basically fireworks on the screen. Everybody was throwing everything, everybody was dying, you had no idea, but yeah, you died. So that's what I did. It was too fast and I just gave up because it was not fun to walk somewhere and then out of nowhere, poof, 1 second you're dead. You didn't even have time to react or anything.
So I just put up a list from Wikipedia of list of MOBAs, and you'll be surprised to see a couple of names there. And it's kind of surprising that the first MOBA that was kind of made was a browser-based one. It was called Minions, Flash-based browser, and it's still playable as per Wikipedia over here. Second one was called Demigods, and I believe some of you probably have played Demigods. Have you?
Nope.
League of Legends, you guys played that. Avalon Heroes, I don't think I've heard of this one. Then we got Heroes of Newrith, we've already discussed about that. Monday Night Combat was kind of a first-person thing. Oh, right, so that's another thing that was going on during this time. So when the MOBA thing was becoming a popular genre, now came the time when they started breeding cross-genres.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
games.
now you had this whole scenario where companies were making they were making a MOBA, they were making a Dota, but you played as a FPS or as a third person, not as an RTS. That was also a thing back then, and a lot of companies were also working on like pretty different cross genres around that time. After they were kind of done making MOBAs, or well, MOBAs was still going on back then. There was a DC MOBA, by the way. What was it called? Crisis of Infinite Earth. It was called.
No,
it's called Infinite Crisis.
Yeah,
it's
Crisis Earth is a comic.
Yeah, that's a comic. So Infinite Crisis was a DC MOBA. Yeah, you could play as Batman in there.
What?
Yes. You could play a MOBA as
you mean
Batman.
DC Universe Online or something?
Well, no. DC Universe Online was the MMO. Oh, how could we forget about DC Universe Online? We did not mention DC Universe Online.
You mean the tower defense game?
Well, not the tower defense game. Infinite Crisis was a MOBA, like a literal MOBA. It got shut down.
Not that. I'm talking about the DC, game. There was at some point.
DC Universe Online was an MMO DC game where you.
I know, but there was another game I think which had like I can't remember. There was like a tower defense thing.
Yeah, I mean that's also a thing. Like a lot of companies tried to put down tower defense here. So you had these things going on. You had. Smite coming around, and Heroes of the Storm came like pretty late to the party. It came in 2015, like super late there.
Another game which I think was the roots of what would later evolve to be the mobile genre, it's Club Penguin. We didn't mention Club Penguin yet.
I think I've heard of this one. Okay,
yeah. I actually never played Club Penguin.
Okay,
I've never played it.
We had a Hebrew version of the game, which I did play.
Okay, I just went through this list, and I'm actually a bit surprised to see something. League of Legends is coming to mobile.
I know.
Yeah, they said so.
I didn't know about this one.
It was announced like 2 years ago.
There's another thing. There's going to be a Pokemon MOBA.
What? Wait, so don't we already have
that before?
We already have like Pokemon Go and emulators.
That's not a MOBA, man. That's.
Wait, I actually remember the like early idea, right? They were saying that we're gonna make like a Pokemon MOBA, and I actually remember I played like not an early version of it, but like an experimental early version. I think it was hacked or something. It was really fun. Me and my friend loved the idea.
I know that Gronky didn't really like Pokemon at all. He wasn't even interested.
Oh, come on. Who the hell hates Pokemon?
Gronky. Gronky does.
Gronky ought to put up a Pokeball and a no stamp on that. You know, the cross stamp. And put it up on his profile. No Pokemon.
Don't talk about profile pictures. I still have flashbacks. There was like one time that we did something. It was like 3 a.m. What time was it when we filmed when we filmed the App Store reviews?
4 a.m.
Yeah, 3 or 4 a.m. So we were in a call. I think we were like watching Gordon Ramsay or something, and we just decided to go on App Store and just see the reviews on what was it? Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube. Dumb applications. We did that for like an hour or two. We laughed our asses off, and we changed the profile pictures to some random kids we found on in the comments. I don't know what we were on that day, but we laughed our asses off on some most stupid comments and profile pictures we found in the comments. I still have flashbacks from that.
It was your Vietnam.
Favorite Pokemon? Scissor, bite my ass.
Abra, the best Pokemon of all.
Abra is a little piece of garbage.
I'd say
Okay, I think we're drifting away from the topic.
Croaguna or Totodile.
It's Scissor, then what's that dragon name? Charizard. Two best Pokemon.
Yeah, everybody loved Charizard.
There's also Dratini and Dragonite.
Yeah, we had those little things that you got in those snacks. What do you call them? Snack packets. They were called Cheetos here. I don't know what they're called in your place.
Cheetos.
Yeah, Cheetos. They were called Cheetos.
We don't have those.
Yeah, so you used to buy Cheetos just to get those Pokemon toys.
I think
that was just it.
We had similar things in the croissant. Well,
oh yeah, the chippy cow.
Croissant, you're like, ow, there's something hard like croissant.
Yes, you buy a croissant and then you get a Pokemon chip or something.
Yeah, like a small, you know how coins look? Well, it's not really a coin. It's just like a small disc made of.
Oh my god, it's plastic. Oh, we had those in Israel.
Yeah. Plastic, yeah.
Yeah, it was made of plastic. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, yeah. So coming back to the topic, I think we drifted away quite a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of don't remember where we were. I think we were discussing about MOBAs. Every single company,
the MOBAs.
Everybody wanted to make a MOBA. Yeah. MOBAs for you.
I don't know if I can find Pokemon.
MOBAs for everybody. So yeah, DC Universe, they tried to make a MOBA that didn't work out. Warcraft tried to make a MOBA. Well, I mean to say Blizzard tried to make a MOBA, and that's not quite working out.
It's like this.
At least it still exists, but oh yeah, this thing.
You find this thing that you get stickers, chips, and.
Do you guys remember the what's it called, Mobile Legends on mobile, which is like a dumb ripoff of League of Legends? It still exists. Oh my god, I did not know.
There actually are a couple of MOBAs on the mobile as well, and that's actually another topic. That's actually not another topic. That's actually something that we can input here. So a lot of companies started making mobile games because don't you guys have phones?
No.
Don't you guys have phones?
When I first played Mobile Legends at the release, it was so bad. It didn't have anything. There was 1 or 2 game modes and 10 champions. That's all. Even less than 10. Of course, to this day it was improved, but at the release it was pretty shit.
Okay, TL is going to sleep. Alright, TL. I guess I bored you enough. Good night, TL.
See ya, TL.
Good.
Good night. So yeah, yeah, a lot of gaming companies just started making mobile games, or they try to port their own game to phones because don't you have phone, guys? Don't you have phones?
No.
Diablo was best phone game.
Yeah, best Diablo. What the hey? Whatever the hell happened to Diablo Immortals? I haven't heard about it ever since. Don't you have phones? Like I haven't heard about it at all. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know about Age of Empires. Well, if you don't, then you probably should just go back to the cave you came here from. So, yeah, believe it or not, they tried to make a mobile game. Well, they actually had made 2 mobile games. Both of them were pretty terrible. One of them tried to kind of go after Clash of Clans. So yeah, the Age of Empires, the people on the ivory towers came down to this level of Clash of Clans and tried to replicate that and rebrand it into their thing.
Oh my god, I remember when Clash of Clans was really popular and like almost every game tried to have its own like version of that game.
Okay, Eden just put up something relevant over here. Just gonna put it up on the stream as well because it makes a lot of sense, and I think
look where everything started from.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So Eden just put this up and tagged it that the only worthy true mobile game. Yes, the only true mobile game there, and I agree. This is the only true mobile game out there.
Imagine that everything evolved from this, just like how we evolved from. Well, we didn't evolve from monkeys, we evolved from apes. But yeah, same idea.
I'm not an ape. You're an ape. But yeah, you get my picture. So yeah, everything started off on a mobile this way. Mobile gaming was basically just a pastime and not really something you would want to consider as serious gaming. But yeah, there are a lot of people that
consider it serious gaming.
Well, you don't because we're PC gamers. We're PC gamers. We take PC gaming seriously.
Well, I mean,
mobile players,
and we have no respect for those.
I mean, I think marks. Nobody has respect for mobile gamers because
we have no respect for those marks that sit down with their phones and are like, I'm a professional gamer. Yeah, we're still sitting here and talking up on my stream with about 3 to 4 viewers. Well, a couple of them are actually getting good money out of that. Well, yeah, that's also going on.
The only thing that PC players and console players can agree on is that mobile players suck.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's a PC cult thing, but yeah, that's a thing.
They may, I mean...
PC Master Race!
Someday in the
PC Master Race
may be good mobile games that you can play for over 2 hours and not get bored.
Well...
But this is not that day.
Well, personally, if they just make they just replicate the Game Boy Advance games into the phone, which by the way is just easily doable with, wink wink, nudge nudge methods. They can just replicate that. Like, those are some quality games that you got on Game Boy Advance and, well, I don't know, Nintendo Switch and stuff like that. They actually make those stuff for mobiles. Those would actually be pretty good.
I was about to say that. I have in my phone, I have the My Boy emulator, and I'm playing Pokemon Emerald.
I love that. I played that a lot. Like, I used to play it during the time I commuted, as in I just sitting in the train. Yeah, let's boot up Pokemon. Gotta catch them all.
I think I know the whole first generation of Pokemons. I'm not quite sure. I did a couple of quizzes.
Pokemon would definitely be a topic one day because it does have a lot of things to talk about. I went up till the 3rd generation and somewhat of the 4th one, but after that it just became a mess, to be honest.
True. I remember playing the emulated versions on my phone because I usually download the emulator on App Store. Then I download the ROM on Google, and then I just play, I don't know, Super Mario, Pokemon.
Those are some quality stuff there that's just available. they just bring it to Android. I mean, that'll just be easier for everybody. But of course, if they do that, then nobody would
Thank
buy
God
the
for
Switch.
emulators.
Well,
Thank
do
God.
you know, they have a good reason to do it, and Stormy, you out of all the people should know the best.
What is there?
Is there some more?
Money!
Money, of course. Money. Well,
On topic, did you see that recently Nintendo canceled a fan tournament of Super Smash Bros.
Oh,
Because they were
oh
using
yeah,
an emulator.
sadly. Yeah, they kind of do that. They do it a lot. As in, Nintendo has to be like one of the really conservative companies out there. As in, they had like a lot of restriction going across their games. As in, there was a time on YouTube. I think I'm not sure if it's still on, if it's still going on. But if you made content with Nintendo games, you couldn't earn money off of the videos. That actually was a thing on YouTube. Like
Yes.
yeah, that was a thing, and I don't know about now, as in if they have like a sharing system or something like that now, but that actually was a thing. So like there were a lot of games that just, you know, got struck off the list because of that.
Yeah, they are really greedy with their.
By the way,
with their whole
guys,
game.
make an account and vote for Doom Eternal.
Is this game of the year? Well, I haven't played any of these games, so I don't know.
Well, hopefully Doom
Even
will.
if you didn't vote Doom Eternal.
Wow, you're
True.
trying to rig the system. Hacks.
Yeah,
I call hacks.
This would actually
Propaganda.
What do you think, actually? Which one of these games should be the game of the year?
Yeah, getting back
No,
to the
no.
topic there.
none of them.
Out of which ones?
How about make Warcraft Game of the Year?
Yeah, Warcraft Reforged game of the year.
Reforged, yeah.
Oh my god, no, we're not going to talk about that.
That would be a very good joke,
Let's reach
actually.
this point. We haven't reached this point yet.
Yeah,
Can we all agree that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is not gonna get any votes because it's, I mean, honestly, I don't feel like it's an Assassin's Creed really. You don't have that feel to play the game like it's supposed to be. Like it's a bootleg Viking game with really with really bad fucking what's it called, physics. Like you walk around, you see a guy just floating in another person's body, or just stuck down underneath a mountain, or you fall down through the fucking river and fall to your death, but you don't actually die, and the whole game restarts.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yes,
I had
yes,
so many
people have reported those. There's one guy. He said I was casually doing a mission. I fell through the boat. What happened? He fell through the boat. He fell through the whole map. He kept falling. He tried to restart. He couldn't restart.
twisted indeed.
Ubisoft downgrade.
Well, Ubisoft is always downgrading.
Yeah, you
Yes.
got like gaming companies just take a south direction and they just keep heading into it, despite of all the obvious warnings and outrage.
And this kind of takes us to the new point, the modern gaming.
Oh,
Well, modern gaming as of right now, well, back in those days, if you had a game or if you had a genre, it kind of lasted for a pretty long time. Coming to today, games don't really last for too long, as in the internet has become way too fast. I
it
remember,
depends on the game, really.
well, you guys probably know about Skyrim, may have played it, may not have, but you probably know about it. There was 1 year when
Fortunately, I have
was,
played it.
yeah, there was 1 year when Skyrim was like the top game on everybody's list, and the
Pretty
only,
much everybody was praising Skyrim to the stars.
everybody that the only games that kinda fell in line and competed with it were Modern Warfare 2 and Batman, I guess, Arkham City.
According to these people, the only game that could compete for Skyrim was Skyrim Legendary Edition, Skyrim Special Edition. These games were better than Skyrim.
So
These could
yeah,
compete.
the thing is, like, the internet, the people, they just move on. The patterns, they just move on real fast now. So after Skyrim was done, I wouldn't really say they got bored, as in they just move on. They just move on with it. So after Skyrim was done, then something else came along. I guess after the whole Skyrim thing, people started concentrating more on multiplayer again. And League of Legends became even more popular. Dota 2 was already out, that kind of came in there. CSGO was out. StarCraft 2 was also out. Yeah, I kind of want to cover StarCraft 2 there as well. Back in 2011, like, the hype train for StarCraft 2 was crazy. So back in those days when Blizzard was still a good company, and yeah, we're not gonna cover much on that one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
We
last
already talked about that.
the final game that they had the final game that they had launched was World of Warcraft. Before that was Warcraft 3, and the expansions after World of Warcraft, that is. So they were working on StarCraft 2, Diablo 3, and one more game that was under the development, which later on kind of got revamped into Overwatch. So there was a huge hype around StarCraft 2, and believe it or not, back in those days, that was the time when just like any other fanboy, googled up StarCraft 2. I just tried to look up some videos on YouTube back when it got into the beta, and I found a couple of people that were like commentating on replays, or basically talking while playing and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, I can do that. And that's when Mr. Stormy Z was born.
Well, that's just adorable. A good origin story all around.
Yeah, that's kind of how everything worked out. I started doing it with Warcraft instead of StarCraft, and I got pretty popular over there. 700 subscribers is what I managed to achieve back when I started, and then I just left off for 10 years or something.
But he got resurrected.
Kind of got resurrected. I don't really have a huge following, but I got you guys, you know. I don't need a following back.
Oh,
I don't need that following.
I'm flattered.
Well, we're happy to be here for you.
Yeah, we're flattered with that statement.
The power of friendship.
Hour of friendship.
Oh my god, I hate that show.
My little
Remember when my sister
pony,
used to
my
watch
little
that?
pony.
God.
Genres, everybody tried to make a MOBA, everybody tried to make an MMO, then everybody tried to crossbreed a game with, you know, into an MMO, into a MOBA. That was also like a popular thing going on. A lot of games didn't really get a lot of popularity for that. A lot of games got taken off, such as Age of Empires Online was marketed as an MMO RTS. And it has some sort of MMO elements, but when you think about the word MMORTS, you would actually think that, okay, there's like a whole world there, you'll have an army sitting here, and the whole world is live. Like, you'll actually think about it that way, but that's not how it was, sadly. We actually have something like that in future. I'd really love to see how that would work out and how that would play. But that's not really what we got with Age of Empires Online. Like, there were a couple of more RTS that were in development. I don't really know what happened to most of them, but I do know a couple of them got shut down, such as End of Nations. End of Nations was like a RTS that planned itself to go on a massive scale, as in it was going to be 50 versus 50. The idea was basically that anybody could join midway through the game. Like, the game's going on, you just like join game, and then you get matched into the team just like any FPS game, and get dropped into the fight with a couple of soldiers or something into the battlefield, and then just proceed with it. that was kind of the thing what End of Nations was working on, but then sadly that kind of got shut down after a couple of years. I guess they worked on it for a couple of years.
One thing that is on the topic, speaking about Skyrim and MMO, Elder Scrolls Online was a thing.
Online was a thing because of course the MMO train. They're like, I can have success with single player, so why not with MMO? Because why not? So yeah, that's kind of the thing. That's how these genres got popular. Everybody tried to make an MMO, a MOBA, a crossbreed, and then now we have the time when everybody is trying to make a
copy of a previous game they made before.
No.
Well, they're trying to make a battle royale actually, and there's one more thing going around at the same time.
I hate battle royales.
But the only reason they make battle royales is
money.
Money.
Of course, that's exactly why they make it. So yeah, you've seen a lot of battle royales coming into the thing, as in you had a couple of them like Realm Royale. I played that a bit. It was kind of cool, but I don't think people are playing that game at all.
There was the Culling as well, which is dead. Thank God.
Oh, that thing.
Who's dead?
The Culling game.
And there were like oh yes, Counter-Strike has its own battle royale now. Yes.
Yes, Danger Zone.
Danger Zone. Counter-Strike has its own battle royale, with
the Danger Zone is awful. It's awfully bad. It's really, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
It's something else.
Winner.
Well, that's
when has Battle Royale not been a bad game idea?
Wait, I don't get how the Master Chief Collection works. The Halo Master Chief.
Halo, damn.
You buy it and you buy all of the games that are part of the collection.
Make sure you buy all of them. By the way, I kind of get confused between who's speaking. If it's Galato or Osking, because both of you sound the same to me.
Also, don't forget to buy EA DLCs, because that's the only way to make the game better.
Yeah.
By the way, Galato, I want you to say something. Will you say it for me?
What?
Say, it does more damage!
It does more damage!
Yeah, that's exactly Osking.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know the difference.
Osking's pocket account.
What?
Totally make a meme around that someday. Does more damage.
But it does do more damage.
It does do more damage.
Yeah, I think Galato should just repeat after Osking, and you'll just hear an echo.
We should just both hold a conversation with Z in the middle and see if you can figure out who's talking when.
Well, technically now I can figure it out because of the mic quality, and that's really just it. If you have a better mic, like, you wouldn't really know the difference.
I have a shittier mic if you want.
Please.
I have a mic which I bit out of anger, and now it's a weird shape. It's a really weird shape. Don't ask. Gronky knows what I mean. Gronky knows what I mean. He's been there a lot of times. A lot of times.
Well, let's see the battle royale game that we had.
It's the first time I hear that information.
I've done a lot of stupid things while out of anger, but bite my mic. I've never done.
Really, sometimes I'm desperate, so I do things that I wouldn't do normally. Yeah, but you know that. Imagine like let me give an example of God of War. If Kratos gets angry, he does fucking mad things, and if I get angry, I do stupid things.
I once broke my window out of anger. I was like, "Why? goddamn why? And then I just
I made like
smashed
3 holes on the
What
wall.
game
He's
were
got
you
issues.
playing?
What game were you playing?
I was playing Call of Duty, I think.
I mean, that's a valid reason I got angry for playing Brawlhalla.
Yeah, just having a
But
look
you
at
get your
this
mic,
thing over here.
It's just
After PUBG, well, basically PUBG was actually the first battle royale by this
it
list.
wasn't.
Well, what was the first battle royale then?
First of all, there was a battle royale before PUBG, but also, dude, Minecraft Hunger Games. That was the first battle royale.
Yes, it was.
Which one? Sorry.
Hunger
Hunger
Games.
Games.
Minecraft Hunger Games.
That's the OG. That's definitely the OG.
How about that one? Yeah, I got
There was a game before PUBG was something with a Z and a 1, right?
You mean to say
H1.
it says it
Yeah.
launched it launched in February.
Technically, Arma was Battle Royale too.
Oh,
Daisy.
I see. So
Oh, that's-
the battle royale
that's
actually
fun.
originated over there, and then
Well,
PUBG
that's
just
good. They weren't really called Battle Royales. PUBG kinda gave them that name, renamed and made it separate genre.
I see. And
Then it wasn't really
kind of like
separate.
kind of
Exactly.
like what League of Legends did and called it MOBA.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I see. Oh,
Wait,
but
why does the list not have Fortnite?
it does. It's
Oh,
right
here
on
it
top
is.
there. Also, there is still a game out there known as Free Fire. It's literally like PUBG. Like you even have the map is very similar to PUBG. Gameplay, everything is similar. It's by the old Garena company. When they're like, yeah, we're still alive. We're still kicking in.
What was it, like a year or two ago? Everyone was playing that on their phone, and the game is hideous.
But everybody's like they played it a lot until PUBG was out on the phone. Like until PUBG Mobile
Yeah.
came along, that game was the thing back in the day. Like everybody was playing it. And Apex Legends, okay, that was also a battle royale. Didn't know about that. Realm Royale doesn't really have a lot of popularity there, and it's actually
Is it surprisingly a better game than the previous? And yes, it is EA publishing the game, but it's not really heavily monetized. To an extent that EA games know to be. Game is actually fun to play. It's acceptable.
And speaking about cross breed games, well, you would consider Overwatch sort of a cross thing because you didn't really have first person shooters. Which
It's a team shooter. So,
well,
I don't know the exact
well,
correct
the originator of that genre would definitely be like Team Fortress 2, but
forge. Technically, Counter-Strike is the same thing, just without special abilities and all that.
yeah, but the thing about Overwatch is that in Overwatch you got like you got special abilities. That's the thing. Like all of the classics have some sort of a special ability, and like it's basically sort of like a MOBA thing put into.
Yeah, because that was the idea. When they were designing Overwatch, the idea was to combine a MOBA or like an RTS with a third person. No, shit, I haven't played Overwatch in a long
person.
time. In a shooter, okay? I haven't played
RTS, real time.
It's first person. Yeah, it's first person.
Yes, real time shoot.
Real-time shooter, yeah. Okay, so
But that was the idea, to create like a strategy game.
yeah, since we're on the topic of Overwatch, I'm pretty sure you guys heard about Paladins as well. The other alternative, yeah, that's a free-to-play game. So I remember, yeah, I remember when it was on early access, and I kind of gave it a go. I saw some of the reviews over there, and so back then Overwatch is still still need to buy to play it, and Paladin is free. So somebody in the comment section, or rather the review sections, wrote that this is Overwatch for poor people.
Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't have Illidan, so.
Well, exactly. It's like Overwatch for poor people.
And
People
without
that don't
Illidan.
want to spend money.
And without Illidan.
But Illidan,
Not-
Overwatch doesn't have Illidan.
It does.
But
It
it's
does.
not.
No.
It does. You look it up. It's
Oh.
a thing. It's a thing. It's a skin. But
Oh
it's the
my
only
God.
reason I played the game.
Wow, that's something weird. In the Overwatch game, anyways, because that's
It's
some other time.
really cool. It's the only reason I kept playing the game. No joke.
Yeah, was the topic for today. Anything else that you guys like to put in here?
About the game of the year for this year.
Actually, since
I
we're
don't-
Marvel's Avengers won't be, that's for sure.
likely going to be Doom Eternal, like most of the other games didn't really get a lot of response.
I mean, I
What are you
hope. I mean,
talking about? Animal Crossing?
I hope for Doom Eternal.
I don't
Animal
think,
Crossing was like
I don't
the
think anything-
thing for a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
don't
Like
think-
I've literally heard of a person who didn't come out of their house for like a month just
Doom
you know
Eternal?
grinding Animal Crossing.
That's mostly the aesthetic kids and the like introvert artists, most likely.
Also, they launched Animal Crossing perfect timing. Like literally launched when the whole Corona started, and everyone was at home and no one had anything to do.
Yes. Pretty
So
much.
like
I think
just play Animal Crossing.
that's what you call
I think-
perfect timing.
But have you heard the music from Doom Eternal?
The best soundtrack. Best soundtrack.
Boy.
Heard that one.
You know I don't play games with music.
Well, in Doom Eternal, I don't either. Like,
Warcraft is the only
sucks.
exception. Warcraft is the only game where I leave the music turned on.
Well, that's the only game I actually. Well, not Warcraft 3, World of Warcraft. That music sucked.
No,
But
Warcraft.
usually I lower the music and pump everything.
Obviously,
But
but like
in Doom Eternal, I cranked the music up to max and lowered everything else. How good the music is. Just take a listen to it.
Warcraft 3 music is just so nostalgic.
Yes.
Just like it's the best. It's bite me. It's the best music ever.
I don't.
But yeah. I'm hoping for Doom
Yeah,
Eternal.
former Blizzard employees kind of formed this new company. Be aware of this one.
Really?
Dreamhaven.
Never heard of it. But okay.
They did. I mean, they only did it some time ago. Mike Morhaime is a part of that.
Oh.
Yeah,
And-
most likely they're going to do something good with what they possess of making an amazing game and not be shoved down by you know, activists.
Activision.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the Knight? What's it? Storm Knight.
Was here
I wanted
some
to-
time ago.
I wanted to tell him about this League of Legends character that screams out heresy.
Well, if you really want to
No.
tell him, then I'm gonna transport him here. There we go.
Yeah,
Shove him in here.
and then we could all yell at him heresy.
Oh.
Get him.
Your wish has been granted.
Here is the
Heresy!
What?
Heresy!
close from
I wanted to tell you about this League of Legends character that screams out heresy.
He's gone.
Well, you had your chance.
Well, you had your chance. I'm not gonna bother him too much. That would be rather abuse of power. So the new company is known as Dreamhaven, and hopefully they can work up something and make some amazing games as they
Hopefully.
did earlier, back in our childhood memories of the good Warcraft, the old classic Warcraft, Diablo series, StarCraft series. So people, that would be all for today's podcast. Before we leave, we got 6 people over here, so we haven't decided anything on the schedule yet. We just had a poll so far. I don't think we'll be playing anything today, well, until you guys are playing with each other, because I'm not hosting any game night right now. Pretty late for me.
Hoping for heroes.
Well, we could have Heroes Day, although that's not exactly co-op. So, coming back to the
What do
poll
you
here.
mean?
Well, not co-op.
Just kidding.
I swore to God that I'll never play that. Well, I did swear to God that I'll never play Brawlhalla again, and yet here I am. But
Brawlhalla would like to try that out sometime.
don't.
You don't.
Literally do not. Oh God,
Okay.
the things that game has made me do. I am scared, and
Okay.
and I'm not. Am I only scared? I am worried about the others in my surroundings. So
Okay, that's very interesting. So the game on the top of the list is Borderlands 2. So who's up for Borderlands 2 tomorrow?
me.
And
Just when are we playing it?
Don't know if I can get in time tomorrow.
okay, as next game is StarCraft 2, Path of Exile, Escapist.
Oh shit! I
What
don't know
about
if
that?
I can get for anything.
Oh,
Well, let me check. Hold on. Let me check.
Okay. Well, technically, I mean, we're just gonna plan it out a bit roughly here and there.
What are we
Tomorrow.
talking about now?
Sorry?
I lost track of what we were talking about.
We're trying to decide what we're gonna be playing tomorrow. Because we got a couple of games to decide from, and we're 6 people here. If everybody here is available to play, we'll probably pick up something common between all of us and go with
I'm
that.
probably available
I
tomorrow.
don't have Borderlands.
What? You don't have Borderlands? Seriously?
No.
Borderlands.
Heresy.
Guy with the big
Maybe
scar.
I think maybe I can come tomorrow, but a bit later in the evening.
Galato, Eden, what about you guys?
Maybe
I'm
if
gonna
you.
go. I
Sorry?
Game is tomorrow.
I didn't hear Galato or Eden actually.
What game is it tomorrow?
We haven't decided that yet. Are you available tomorrow?
Pretty much, as far as I know.
Well, we
Like
got
this is around the time that we're playing, right?
we got Borderlands on the top. So do you guys have Borderlands? Borderlands 2, that is.
If you wanna shop 2 games tomorrow and Borderlands the second, I can come.
That I guess. You can have 2 games.
I mean, you don't have to. That's if you want to.
You can
But
do-
I think I can come either way if I get away from the lesson.
I didn't hear Eden yet though, but Eden, do you have the game? I mean,
Yeah, I do have Borderlands 2.
oh, there we go. I think Borderlands 2 would be good for tomorrow. And okay, so apart from Borderlands 2, what other game can be put up tomorrow? What do we have here?
Well, aren't we a bit?
Okay.
Well, Borderlands can be played in only 4 players, right?
Yep, that's
We have a bit too many. In that case, you can put Borderlands tomorrow along pass, and I can play some other day if you wanna host it some other day.
Boss King doesn't have it, and I mean that's the thing there. Like, it's not gonna be one party. If we're gonna have more than 4 people, we'll just divide up into parties depending on the number of people we have. If we got 3-3, we'll have a party of 3 and 3. You know, we got 6 people. Possible, like,
But we will be
doable.
playing separately, not really all together.
Yeah, but it kind of works out there, you know. Everybody gets to play, you know, on co-op. You can play with whoever
Well-
you like. That's the thing there.
Well, in that case, if more than, well, you plus 3 show up, then I'll pass on it tomorrow and show up some other day. Because I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna be there tomorrow. Most likely, but again, not 100% sure.
Okay,
What do you mean? When do you have school?
Afternoon.
Well, I do too. I have like 3 classes probably. The last one I have like at 4 something.
Yeah, that does not translate into our time.
Well,
Yeah.
Which
Time zone, people. Time zone.
After that, we got StarCraft 2, Path of Exile, and Escapist. So,
if you want to host any of these Thursday, I'm done. Thursday, I got nothing. I can show up on Thursday.
Same. Only 2 per co-op. It does have a 3-player
Tuesday and Thursday
campaign. Okay, so you're saying Tuesday and Thursday is good.
Yeah, I'm 100% down on these days. For others, not 100%, but for Tuesday and Thursday, 100% I'm there.
Anyways, what about these 3 games? Path of Exile, Escapist, and... Actually, just Path of Exile and Escapist.
I'm down for Path of Exile.
Yeah, I'm down too. Really good
Yeah,
game.
Path of Exile would be fun to try at the co-op. Okay, how big of a group can you get in Path of Exile?
4, probably.
I don't know. 4 or
It's an
6?
MMO game. Shouldn't you be able to get more than that?
I think it was 6. I don't remember
Maybe 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go. Bye.
Going?
Bye, all.
Right.
See how many people can play Path of Exile.
I don't have the one.
Probably would have been the ultimate game to play for
6
this.
players. 6 players. There.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
Perfect.
Well, Path of Exile is technically perfect. I mean, we won't be getting 6 players all the time, so
Yeah.
there would be less time when you have to separate, and 6 is a big number. Whenever you get a 7 person, it's easy to split between a party of 4 and 3 than splitting between 2 and 2. Like,
Yeah, we most likely won't get to 6. We will have over 3, 4.
For Path of Exile and maybe a couple of the other games like Borderlands and stuff, are we just gonna make new characters and then see how far we can get or something?
yeah, that's the idea.
I mean, if
Well,
Okay.
from the very start, that's the idea of co-op, and to start together and we attempt to finish it together, like we finished Diablo.
yeah, like we finished
the trial. We
I'm
finished
sorry.
it. We totally
we finished it. Yes, absolutely.
beat up Leoric.
Okay, I mean, I asked for your pardon. I'm sorry, man.
Hey, we did beat up Leoric.
Yeah, we beat
started-
Leoric. I mean, if we can
Right.
beat Leoric, we can beat everything else. We don't need to beat everything else.
We restarted from one part. It was doable somehow, and we
Yes.
beat up Leoric. We're like, yeah, I signed up to beat Leoric. I'm totally gonna beat up Leoric today.
Yeah. That's all. That's the main reason we were playing the game,
Yeah, we were
and
like,
the only reason we were playing the game to beat Leoric.
that's all we ever wanted. Okay, so I think things are becoming a bit more clear. Tomorrow, I guess we can start Path of Exile. I might.
Tomorrow's gonna be
Yeah,
Path of Exile.
Gronky is not sure for tomorrow though.
Yes. Well,
What would be
Maybe.
the game for today? Or is it not a game for today?
I won't be hosting any game night today, but you guys are of course free to together. I can find the most common game for you guys.
Well, but
I think
You know,
you're gonna make it, Rocky, actually, because there's no way you're gonna get late at night.
well,
because
that
you only-
depends on the time when they start.
well, it's gonna be
If they start early, I'm not gonna make them.
It's
If they
16.
start at the regular time, I can get them.
1600 UTC.
It's gonna be tight. I might be late, roughly half an
Well,
hour.
technically it's kinda fine, since the first 30 minutes of the game is just single player. About first
true.
15 to
Well,
20
yeah, I can log. I think I have. Well, I have a character, but he's kind of over leveled.
And
for
we're gonna
that.
start with 0. Like,
Well, yeah. In that case,
I guess you can just play with a new character before we do.
Well,
and
yeah, and-
before your school, and then when you're done beating up, what's that monster called Gorehawk or something.
Oh, I don't remember. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I played the game.
Yeah, the first boss on the beach that you find. That guy. After you beat him,
But he's like
Drink
5 minutes,
yeah.
10 minutes in the game.
yeah, you just do that and get in. That's all.
Okay, I can do that.
You're gonna wait for everybody, and you know how waiting works. At the
Yeah.
capital Z.
You know, I'll be right back in 5 minutes and ends up not returning at all. So yeah.
They're
Ends up
even
on right in the fucking Discord.
Yeah, these
Is
two
there-
are going to be a thing. So we'll play Path of Exile and Borderlands, and then after that we'll keep a day for something lighter, such as Escapist and StarCraft. Dawn of War-
I'm down for StarCraft.
Yeah, sure. Dawn of War as well can be put up. It'll depend on who shows up. As in, Okay.
About StarCraft,
Okay.
is it got a co-op worth it?
Which co-op? Sorry.
For StarCraft 2, does it even have a co-op that's worth it? I don't think you can play the
It does.
campaign.
There are co-op missions.
Yeah, but they're just like singular missions, and
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right, but
About that.
it's a co-op nonetheless.
Yeah. Well, about
you would get maybe like an hour of playtime out of it.
Yeah, they are quite long actually. Some
Yeah,
of them
I mean, each of them
tend to
are-
get. We can maybe get 2 or 3
Yeah.
of these, or
and a lot.
well, I don't know.
A lot of co-op players do actually enjoy that a lot, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we can give it a go.
I mean, you do have a point, as in, like, I'm not exactly that much keen on playing that too much.
It's two-player only.
What I
Well,
like
I-
more is something more story-driven and actually an actual co-op campaign rather than just co-op missions that StarCraft.
Yeah, that's you're
typically does.
right. I mean, who wants to see Zagara and Artanis working together? Really?
I mean, it's not really a bad thing. There is a fan base for
I mean,
that.
yeah, but
I would say that I'm also a part of the fan base, but I would rather want to play Warcraft 3 two-player campaign with somebody.
Oh, I agree completely.
Yeah.
Oh, that will be
I
fun.
have Warcraft 3, but I would much rather play Dawn of War 2 instead of StarCraft
Okay, so
2.
okay, guys. Here's the idea then. So after the day for Path of Exile and the day for Borderlands, the third day will be a day when we'll have the option open for co-op campaign, StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, Dawn of War 2, and Warcraft 3. So we're gonna be going in with, you know, whoever's available. I'll be online, whoever comes to me first. So, let's consider Gallardo comes in first, and we decide to go for Dawn of War, then we'll just go for the Dawn of War campaign. Of course, you guys are welcome to join. It's not going to be with me, but you'll likely find somebody that can partner up with you, and you'll find a game that you guys can play together. Like, it's very much doable. So yeah, that's how we'll have the co-op campaign day, the day after tomorrow, that is. And okay, Halo MCC is also there. I think we're gonna have to drop Halo MCC. Or
Does PST work yet for multiplayer, or are we still not able to play that for Halo?
well, I'm not exactly sure about ODST, but if Halo 3 works out, then we'll just go ahead with Halo 3 in my personal opinion.
What about Torchlight though?
Oh right, we got Torchlight as well.
The issue is that it only has 2 people who are like confirmed for it. The others are all interested, and it's
Yeah.
probably
Well,
gonna look like the same thing we
yeah.
had when we were
For
trying
me,
for-
it depends on which day it's gonna be, on which day it lands.
It would be
As I
nice
said,
to have a
Tuesday and Thursday I'm fine, and Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday I'm down. For Monday and Wednesday, not 100%.
Now, looking at all of these games, I think we're kinda overburdening.
Yeah, I mean, you can drop
We're-
Torchlight out.
I'm
I
not-
wouldn't mind.
No. I think we gotta narrow it down to about 3 games max. I don't
Or
think
maybe you can put 2 games in one day.
yeah, something like that.
we do have a bunch of games that are also like 2-player co-op only.
Yes.
We could have a day that is just 2-player co-op games. So we can keep the games that are 2-player co-op, and then we only have 4 games on that list, or 3 games on that list for 3 days.
Okay, I don't like that idea. So what I have in mind is, how about when whatever we select to play tomorrow, if it's Borderlands or if it's Path of Exile. Most likely, I guess it's gonna be Path of Exile because of the number of players that can play together. So how about we just make it Path of Exile for a longer time, as in it's gonna be Path of Exile day 1, day 2, day 3 a bit, day 4, and up till the end. And then
that's
the
a Path of Exile week.
yeah, it's sort of like a Path of Exile week, and the other games will be secondary. How about that?
Well,
Maybe 2 days. 3 is a bit too much. If you want to include other games like this.
Exile, and then 2 days of 2-player co-op games, and then we can fit in whatever is left.
In the middle, yeah, you can show whatever.
Okay, I guess I'm getting a good picture of this. Okay, sure. I'll just have this one up tomorrow then. So that'd be all, I guess. Thank you everybody for joining me in. Galato, Cronky, John Henry, Eden, Peckneck, and the other guys that left earlier today. Who were they? Storm Knight, TL, and
Ozking.
Ozking. How can I forget him?
How can you forget Ozking?
Because it does more damage.
More damage!
Yeah, that's exactly Ozking. Actually, I thought Ozking was still on the stream because of Galato. Yeah,
you should join a chat when we are playing heroes and just say that sentence.
Yeah, just say that sentence in the middle of the fight. We'll probably believe
Yes.
that. It's yeah, it's him. We'll probably just believe that. Yeah, it would be all then. Tomorrow we'll be deciding either to play Path of Exile or Borderlands. Both of them are actually pretty big games. I'm not exactly sure if everybody will be able to download and keep both of the games. That's also something you want to consider here.
Exile 25 gigabytes. Borderlands 2 is like
roughly the same.
Right?
Roughly the same.
Yeah.
Gonna have to decide on one most likely, and I think we should go ahead with Path of Exile. I think that's just the superior game in this whole regard.
Correct.
Well, Borderlands is pretty good as well, but I think we should have a separate time for
Borderlands
Borderlands.
be at the end of the week instead, so that gives people time to uninstall Path of Exile and reinstall Borderlands.
Yeah, we need to have
Yeah,
a
in
plan
case
over
somebody has shitty internet or something.
I mean, no,
Yeah.
everybody does have that problem. Like, everybody
I don't
does
think I
have
have
a problem with the
device
space and everything.
Well, yeah.
Even though,
If they're around the same size, then we have Path of Exile at the start. So people download that, play it, then they uninstall it, and while we're playing the other co-op games, they can install Borderlands 2 over the rest of the week or whatever if they have slow internet or something.
Or overnight, that works as well.
Yeah.
Alright, that works out, I guess. Okay, then we'll be doing it that way. And if you're enjoying it, I guess we can extend it up till the last 2 days of this month as well, since that's just 2 days. And no,
Do 2 days Path of Exile, 3 days of 2-player co-op, and then 2 days of Borderlands.
Yeah, you can shove Borderlands plus 1 2-player co-op. Let's say StarCraft 1 co-op, couple of missions. After that, Borderlands.
yeah, StarCraft 1 as in, well, I only know one other guy that's interested. Who else is interested in StarCraft 1 co-op?
Well, it's only 2 guys, so...
I mean, and I've never played it, but you know.
Yeah, you can play it with me if you want,
Yeah,
but
if you
I don't
guys
know.
Haven't played
It's
it,
a rough game.
It's a good idea. I can give you the link of the co-op mission maps, so you know exactly how to start. Like, it's a pretty good game. Like, you'll generally enjoy it. I would say that.
Yeah, most of my friends played it a lot, so
Generally enjoy the campaign there, and if you're playing it with a buddy, then nothing like that experience. Co-op genre. Capital Z will promote the co-op genre, and then there will be a time when every single company would want to make a co-op game. They would want to make a co-op game out of their game. Okay, we gotta think of
Nobody
it.
has done that before.
Z, you're already giving the big middle finger to EA. Just by
As he should. As he should.
yes.
Fucking
Yeah.
Fuck
I
yeah.
see no problem with that.
I see that as an absolute win.
I approve.
Okay then, yes, that'd be all for
It is wrong approved.
Okay, see
Yes.
you guys tomorrow for Path of Exile, and we'll decide on the other.
Alright.
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 See you all
Got
tomorrow.
anime to watch.
See you tomorrow then.
Good night.